Okay, we are back in Tangle Tower, about to investigate this guy again. Got a couple more pieces of info. Let's go through that first. Oh yeah, Flora's drawings.
Did Freya draw these?
Yeah. There's a note on the back, too.
She was even closer to Flora than I realized.
Okay.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you are seen sneaking up Pointer Tower. Holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something
Fifi
else.
did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
Probably a trowel.
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
It's the only thing that can an ornate trowel is the only thing that can destroy? Okay. Was used to bury. Was used by Fitz to look after. In the garden. Or in, not Poppy, in Penny. I know they, made the names similar like that, but it's really annoying.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Aha! Uses the same, weird soil.
Let's take a closer look at these.
Oh, come on. Mouse freaked out there for a sec. Hold on. Found in the garden.
The pot and soil in Flora's room matches the pot and soil found in the garden. Nope.
Nope. Oh, not Flora's room. In Penny's room, there
The
we go.
pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in the garden. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Found in the
The
greenhouse.
pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again. But when she's not there, water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
Okay. Anything else? Yeah, that about does it.
Tools. Used by a gardener for gardening.
Okay, what to next? Okay. Interrogate her.
Does Flora still own that bird? Do you know?
Don't think so. The drawings are from a few years ago.
I see.
This little microscope thing, you said you used it to search the greenhouse.
And this would make perfect sense. If you knew what my client had asked me to find. Of course, I still have no intention of disclosing that information.
You're such a tease, Hawkshaw. Don't worry. We already worked out what you're searching for.
Probably the golden beetle.
You're not as hopeless as you look.
Thanks.
So, that's what you were looking for in the greenhouse? This beetle?
Surely even you can understand the logic of it. The greenhouse is home to a great many insects. The gardener could have easily kept the beetle hidden in there.
Well, Fitz said you questioned him, but didn't actually search the greenhouse.
He is not exactly the type to appreciate subtlety. He simply didn't notice that I was using my microscope.
What do you reckon, Grimoire?
I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse.
It's not a microscope
It's
at
not a
all.
microscope at all.
All of a sudden, Detective Grimoire is some kind of expert on microscopes.
No, but Fifi is. Ba-bum. So Hawkshaw stole it, which makes it the murder weapon. Fifi's eye gear. Alright, I just thought that was kind of a customized lens or something. Gemstones. Handheld microscope. A telescope.
The handheld
There we go.
microscope, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. I'm inclined to believe Fifi when it comes to stuff like this.
Hawkshaw, why did you lie about owning a telescope?
When you were a child, what did you aspire to become?
A detective, naturally.
Emperor of the Galaxy?
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Really?
I harbored a desire to understand the secrets of the wider universe. A fool's errand, to be sure, but a seductive one. At 15, I decided instead to apply my intelligence to the world around me. And so, I became a detective. But the yearning for elusive knowledge is a powerful force. I tried to keep it with me.
Sorry, but we're way off track. What's the deal with the little telescope?
A memento of my childhood. Little more than a toy.
Why did you bring it with you?
When I discovered that it was Professor Pointer who had hired me, I dared to consider it something of a planetary alignment. I had hoped he might sign my telescope. An extremely childish indulgence, I admit.
I never would have guessed.
Hold on. You're admitting you didn't use it in the greenhouse then?
Correct. As it happens, I have no need to search the greenhouse to such a degree. Professor Pointer doesn't consider the gardener a suspect in our theft investigation.
So, who is your suspect?
Theft.
Things have become complicated. My lead suspect is your murder victim.
Okay. Thick plottins.
A little bridge leading back to the gardens.
Little bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
Okay, so the R
Do you think
stands for
they'll start to
the
move if we
running
try to
thing.
go inside?
No, I think he'll just.
Okay. Anyone else? Let's try to solve this. So, bell, mouth, keyboard, bird. So I doubt that's anything. Oh, maybe
I'm
I'll
still
try.
not sure about
Should we take another look?
Yeah, let me see if I can brute force it. Alright. So how many things are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Let's come back later.
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's just.
Is it working?
No. It's a stone carving.
I think it's supposed to look like an egg.
There must be something in there, so let's try. Okay, there's a little magnifying glass there. Let's try, see if we can go through the other wall.
It's a magnifying glass.
How come you don't have one?
Why? Because should I start smoking a
You
pipe?
can pull off the pipe.
Nice room.
Why is it shimmering?
It's a mess, but yeah.
It's a magnifying
How
glass.
come you
Why? Should I start
You
smoking?
can pull off the pipe.
Nice room.
It's a mess, but yeah.
That's a whole lot of books. That's a whole lot of books.
Let's take a look at the window.
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space. A pretty ornate.
We're supposed to
And a simple trick, but it really.
homemade posters. This one's about the Pythagoras theorem.
I've not heard of that band. We already solved it.
It's back in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soul Bearer Works, impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. On my way into the middle, surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them, all 5, eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. Okay, I think I need to show these pictures to everyone again.
Freya drew these,
Yeah, I think so. There's a note on the
but
back.
she never showed them to me.
Well, I think it was a gift for your mother, like a private thing between Freya and Flora.
So, still haven't suspected Penny or Professor Pointer.
These drawings are quite precious. I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it?
I'm almost afraid that's going to turn into some kind of Sierra adventure game pixel hunt for that bird. Alright, already did all that. Well, yeah, she pointed it out to us. So, of course.
That's the only door.
It's also
Sure is. Guessing it's not.
a bunch of old books, covered in dust now, but they look well.
Maybe there's something on the floor leading down there.
It's so relaxing. I might just stay here.
How shall I do?
That'd be great. More egg statues.
I don't get it.
Well, either they have some special. Or the sculptor was just really lazy.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make.
A little pond.
It looks really. See those metal bars
Oh
around it?
yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
Metal
It's one big
bars.
dragonfly.
Or one very small one.
More egg statues.
I don't get it.
Well, either they have the sculptor.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest.
Okay, I already ran this by her. Okay, her too. Hopefully this doesn't go to the end of the game or anything like that.
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater?
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Doot, 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 doot.
Please don't do that.
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. Then I heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
What am I missing?
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not it.
Looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
Okay, what am I missing? I feel like there's probably some little pixel I haven't clicked on.
Finally, we get to investigate a murder in a spooky mansion.
It's not that spooky.
Don't ruin this. Stairs. We should try and be finished before it gets dark. No pressure. We should try and be fresher.
What is that?
I think it's a family tree. Finally, we get
It's
to.
not that
Don't ruin this.
It's a big stone dais.
Biggest one I've ever seen. First one too. It's a sea serpent turned into stone.
If you say
What
so.
happened to it? Beheaded by the same wizard. There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved
I
on it?
think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
Okay, so that other passage must lead right here then. You know what I mean? So this one leads back to the house. But then this one is weird. Oh yeah, this is the gardens. Hum.
Painting.
Why would you?
Maybe Freya enjoyed
The
it.
atmosphere.
Hang on. There is a smaller
It's
version.
a photograph. Do you think this was...
I don't know.
No windows either. Do you think this was...
I don't know.
No windows either.
So, Penny and the professor have not interrogated yet.
It's tidier than the notebooks.
So, even the most well-used notebooks,
Trinkets.
they're clearly gizmos.
A bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
Other than bells, you mean?
We already solved it.
Yeah, it's too cloudy to see.
It's also daytime.
It's tidier than mine is. The notebook.
So, even the most well-used notebooks.
Alright. Burn a clue. Should search Freya's room. Okay, we were just there.
Drawings. Taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people
Ooh.
standing together in a garden. One of them's holding a red rose.
Okay. They're both involved in the rose. The drawing of Poppy and Fitz was done on the rooftop garden. Okay.
There's something about those petals we found in Penny's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
There we go.
Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
All of them. Even this one of...
Yes.
So... Yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses. And who they belong to.
The new picture.
It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at, but it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those two bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
Training your birds to go steal a rose. Was it used to spy on Poppy and Fitz? But it didn't work.
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz, but it didn't work. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz because they were planning a murder. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. One of Penny's
Aha.
birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those two have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds. Something to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
The feeders.
Let's take a closer look at these.
When it visited the rooftop
This
garden.
dark purple feather was left behind by Penny's purple and red bird when it visited the rooftop garden. Nope.
Alright, let's try this one.
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
I can't stand it! Knowing the two of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days. But being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
Okay. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Fitz, one of these drawings is of you in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Are we done?
Okay, that was brief.
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from memory. It's not quite as detailed as the others, anyway.
We'll get a Poppy last.
There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Fifi's got something pinned
What
up.
is all this?
Arrows connecting.
They're not labeled, though.
Yeah, they're completely meaningless.
Looks like Fitz.
Is Fifi?
Maybe. Did you ever try that? Maybe it works.
This is...
Is Fifi trying to solve the mystery?
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. A new suspect. Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge. Scientific formulas, probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea.
was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way.
While we're up here, I want to use the gramophone. Okay.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Tune is in purple, so. Huh.
It's piano music.
A little weird ending there.
These were drawn by Freya? She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
Alright, I wasn't expecting to get much out of him, but we'll be able to get something out of her.
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing.
While it is, the music's gotta practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
Should search the main entrance. Is this the main entrance?
Ah, there's a heart engraved in a tree. I didn't know people actually did that.
PPFF.
Which matches the trowel.
Should we ring the doorbell?
Why would we not? It's a little melody.
Little bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
Little bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds? Oh.
What?
Oh. There's an O on the floor.
Oh yeah. Tangle tour.
Twir.
Ooh, I
Looks
cut
like
that.
someone tried to chop it down, but then gave up.
Can you blame them?
Why build a house here anyway?
I'm sure they had their reasons.
Why build a house here anyway?
I'm sure they had their reasons.
What's that?
Is that an envelope?
It's been opened, but the letter's still in there. Let's read it.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
Looks like this is something I was supposed to pick up early in the
definitely.
game. The envelope has been ripped open. There's a single piece of paper inside. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have memorized it, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down here. There. Drawn on the other sheet.
Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go?
No, I think he'll just... A path leading towards the stone square.
Okay, we start again from the beginning. Rub this new piece of evidence on everyone and see what happens.
How odd.
Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Curious.
A book on the floor. Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
Okay.
It's musty in here.
What exactly does that mean?
Must. You asked such stupid
Nice. Is that a
Of sorts. Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangle Tower. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Yeah, it definitely looks like an egg. Okay.
What's
I'm
in
not sure. Soil samples?
I'm as confused.
Nothing.
Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside. I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar.
Oh, okay.
More handwritten sheet music.
Ooh, one of the
A single
roses.
red rose. How very...
Yeah, weird.
Ooh.
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue.
I'm getting such a clue right now, man.
Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone or signed by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you?
The astronomy tower. Okay. What am I missing?
There's something kinda... I just expected a bit
Oh,
more.
does it not compare to all the other astronomers? It's tidier than my desk. The notebook.
So, even the most well-used notebooks
A picture frame.
with no picture.
It's tidier than mine. The notebook.
Hmm.
Even the most well-used notebooks.
It's a chart of the solar. Which planet are you from? It's a chart of the solar. Which planet are you? It's full of tea, but it's gone cold.
Criminal.
It's tidier than my desk. The notebook.
So, even the most well-used notebooks.
It's tidier than mine. The notebook.
So, even the most well-used notebooks. We already solved it.
Okay.
The bell jar.
What do people
Other
normally...
than bells. It's too cloudy to see any stars.
It's also daytime.
Oh,
It's too cloudy to see any stars.
so
also
what's he
daytime.
looking at? So he's looking straight at her.
It's too cloudy to see any stars.
It's also daytime. Pretty. 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 There's something kinda disappointing. I just expected
Oh,
a
does
bit.
it not compare to all the...
There's something kind... I just
Oh,
expected...
does it not compare to all... Every astronomy tower needs...
I want to try.
Okay, here we go.
You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle. I can just about see the gramophone.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Don't you think it would fall off? In the wind.
Maybe it's glued down. It's too dark back there. I can't really see anything.
It's the tower opposite this one. You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora. Behind her is the back. I can't really see anything. I can see the doorway. It leads into the hall. The door itself is on the floor, knocked off its hinges.
It's too dark back there. I can't... Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
We should
Ooh.
check that next time we're over there. It's the tower opposite this one. You can see right into Flora.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora. Behind her is the back. I can't really see anything behind her.
Okay.
I can just about see the sky.
I can't get the telescope to look up any higher.
Weird.
And what
Isn't
is he
this
looking
supposed to
at?
be an astronomy telescope? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to work.
I can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
There's something
Oh,
about Pointer's
there we go.
astronomy habits. Something.
Let's ask him about it.
Finally.
So, Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh? Go on.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
This one?
That's not it.
Maybe the egg? Wait, the beetle.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that.
It only points at... Who was that? Whatever her name was. Telescope. Was actually looking at the crime scene. Not at but the sky.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's a very precious specimen. Incredibly rare. Valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around. Both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the
Liar.
room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Dun.
Let's go over what we know about the crime scene. Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could have missed something.
Later.
We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
No.
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink-dip feather to resemble a bloody knife.
I think you're right. Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather after the crime. Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down. Normally, it can only be opened from the inside. Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the window.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what did stab Freya?
Probably
Could be
broken
anything.
glass.
It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what, and more interested in the how.
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a perfect right angle. That is, from directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with a painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Through the painting? Wouldn't that leave a hole?
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
Let's go check that out and see if we can figure out how to get up there. Ooh.
There it is. The unfinished...
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it?
Looks that way.
Okay, let's see if we can get up here.
It's a statue of a wolf, standing up straight, like a man.
You know, there's a name for that.
I know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here. Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed. What's in that little box? I bet it's bones. A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it.
Where's that light coming from?
No, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards.
Look closer. Oh, so she fell over and then something slipped through the crack.
Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
At least the moths are kept well fed. It's a jar. The head screws off.
Huh. Just dusty junk. What is that?
Not sure. Some kind of...
Looks like it might attach to something.
Oh, looks like it attaches to the scope.
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry, is this spooky attic boring you?
Kinda.
Just dusty junk.
Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
Sally, you don't have a dust allergy, do you?
No. Do you?
Put it this way.
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry, is this spooky attic?
Kinda.
Okay.
Do you know what this is?
Guess not.
Okay, so someone was probably
The attic's directly above us, right?
Yeah.
trying to grab something and maybe drop something, then reel it back up.
What is it?
We don't know. We were really hoping.
My friends, Shed your hope and let it fall free like sandbags from a hot air balloon.
That's the most depressing idiom I've ever heard.
Is this yours, Fifi?
I do not recognize it. And besides, I would have no use for such a thing. Perhaps it could be used to hang wet laundry?
Was that a joke?
Yes.
Let me think about that one.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
Me 3. Oh, sorry. I thought you said me too.
Yeah, it looks like
What
it's
is
part of her
that?
thing.
I'm not sure. It looks like it attaches to something else.
Why don't you go back and double check the area you found it? Maybe you'll find the rest of the something else.
I'm not so sure about that.
Where did you find this?
It was in the attic.
Oh, huh. I forgot we even had an attic.
Is that for sewing?
Maybe?
We have no idea.
Okay. See if Mr. Guilty up here knows anything.
What's this? Is it a clue?
We don't actually know. But Grimoire picked it up, so now he has to pretend it is.
That's how it works.
Alright. Let's go give this a shot. Ooh, something new.
This wasn't here before.
What is it?
It's a little wooden toy. Looks kind of like a crab.
There's a note stuck to the back.
What does it say? Grimoire?
This is my new friend. He likes music. Simple melodies will move his soul. Best of luck, you two, Freya. Best of luck, you two. Okay. Wrong version of 2, but that might be part of a clue. Wooden toy of some kind. A layer of dark ink lays beneath a sheet of glass.
What do you think? Is it really from her?
How can it be?
Why don't we check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well?
It's a perfect match.
Oh, it's confirmed. We have a ghost helping us.
Let's keep this to ourselves for now.
What about the little wooden toy thingy?
Maybe we can put it to some kind of use.
Dun dun dun. I guess that's the end of a chapter. So I'm guessing some stuff probably resets there, or anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Huh. Alright, let's go check the birds over here. Okay, birdsong.
It's a garden, I think.
We could.
Ready when you are.
What?
Wind chimes, silent, wooden wind chimes.
The ground's moist.
I cannot believe how exciting this.
Wait a minute. That mark on the thing.
It's the little boat we used to cross the lake. It's the only way.
What a comforting thought.
Oh, weird. The doorbell had a... Okay.
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Okay, how do we put that on the thing then? Ah. Piano. And what is the last one? Okay, we'll probably get that from the gramophone. Just sing a little ditty. Aha.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Bam. Okay.
That's all 4 melodies.
So, what do we do with them?
Should we go back to the gardens again?
Yes.
Let's try this again.
You know, I think we might be able to solve this now.
Can I...
Looks like he's playing
Use some kind of harp.
Did you not know? I had a little handheld one.
Liar.
It's the truth, I swear. I'm sure we can solve this now.
Yeah, we can. Just, you know, let's see the actual thing first. So, we've got a squiggly horn. Okay. It doesn't actually let you look at this, it's the thing. So, okay.
Let's try this again.
Oh, it's got it listed right there. I'm an idiot.
That's gotta be right.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
Dun dun dun.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Go down. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so it looks like the entire thing is like floating in the egg.
Thirsty?
It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold.
Okay, down, left, and
A cracked glass tank with 9 little rooms. Each one has 1 or 2 insects inside. I can't tell if they're still alive.
I like that you called them rooms.
It looks like they're being, but the liquid is ice cold. And drawn entomology charts.
Bugs. Big ones.
Looks like they're made of metal. One's in there.
look closer.
It's a little diagram of a beetle, with some incomprehensible notes scribbled next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really normal compared to the beetles behind the glass.
9 beetles, all different.
Poor little guys.
Now, there's a bunch of notes written all around them. It's mostly numbers. No idea what they mean.
Okay.
9 beetles.
Poor little guy.
Now, there's a bunch of... It's mostly numbers. It's so dark. I can barely tell what I'm looking at.
Forensic
Butterfly
Entomology, Volume 3.
Oh yeah, all the bug books are missing from the library.
That's an incredibly specific area of study.
What a mess.
Any idea what this is all about?
Oh, now all that stuff that we got from the other pages starts to make sense. Hold on, I got my screenshots. No, not my achievements, my screenshots. Where'd I put them? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see here.
Is that a periodic table?
No, but it does kind of look like one.
What are those symbols?
They're alchemic symbols, mostly based on the planets, the sun, the moon, stuff like that.
Huh. Reminds me of the chart from the library.
The one from the chalkboard.
Yeah. This looks like it was drawn in a hurry.
Didn't we see those same symbols in the greenhouse?
Okay. Not sure what we're supposed to do with those
Is it locked?
yet.
Seems likely, doesn't it? Weird looking safe.
I'm pretty sure the latches can slide into the middle.
Does order matter? Can I... Okay. Hey. Okay, which ones can actually hit there? Okay, only the blue one can. So that is the only one that can connect right there. So this next one has to connect right here. And it looks like this is going to have to be red. And what can connect right here? Okay, maybe this one is what I'm looking for, or not. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So this one will have to... something that connects like that, so probably like that. Okay, this looks about right. So it goes around like that. Can make that one a little better. Okay, good.
I got it.
I'm impressed. Anything inside?
Yeah, more research.
Secret research folder containing research notes and diagrams. A unique flora and fauna is the byproduct of a number of as yet unidentified chemicals. These chemicals are continuously present in the water, forming clouds and filling the lake. This causes a variety of mutations in plants and animals. Smaller creatures such as arachnids, insects, mollusks, amphibians, and crustaceans are the most affected. However, the chemicals may travel up the food chain and cause mutations in birds and reptiles. As far as we know, mammals remain completely unaffected. Okay. Alright, so here's number 4, which is the one with the bug that we already have. So 1, let's take a look at this. A to C. Okay. So there's something in the bottom of the egg that we're sitting in. And something with that sea serpent. These little chicken legs are matched to the ones that are on the bottom of the gold egg. Okay.
Whose research is this?
Hold on, do we have another tab up here? Okay, yeah, we've got 2 different tabs. Oh, I gotta have a look at
What
this.
a mess.
Any idea what this is all about?
So I'll get a screenshot.
A candle, perched on a barrel.
Very medieval.
I was thinking pirates.
Medieval pirates.
A candle, perched on a barrel.
Very medieval.
I was thinking
Medieval pirates. Is that a lab coat?
warning, hand wash only. Size, small.
This place would never pass a fire safety inspection.
What is this?
It's a hatch.
But we're already in the basement.
Depends on your perspective.
Let's not go down just yet. We still haven't explored this room properly. It's so dark. I can barely tell what I'm looking at. That really doesn't look like the ceiling of a basement.
Nope. It looks like the inside of a roof.
Yeah, so it goes down deeper. And these are all cracked.
It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold.
This is some seriously in-depth research.
It's impressive, but it's incomplete. There's a section missing.
There we go.
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who is he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
Get rich.
Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the underground laboratory.
Why? Because it's rare?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
Infinite. Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya after all. We know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture. There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
It could be.
Ready to go down? Again?
Let's go.
It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly neglected.
2 cloaks, and a green hat draped on top for good measure. Gives off kind of a dungeon vibe.
What do people actually use chains for?
Nothing good.
Old cardboard boxes.
How exciting.
Oh, but there's more. They're also damp and empty. Old cardboard.
How exciting.
Oh, but they're also damp and empty.
What is this?
Basements don't normally have windows.
We're at the bottom of the lake. It must be.
Right. But if that's the lake bed, why does it look like that?
Like what?
White, smooth, no plants, no anything. That's not what a lake looks like.
Where are we?
Old cardboard.
How exciting.
Oh, but they're also damp and empty.
This room looks old. Like, old.
Makes the rest of the house seem relatively modern. A single book on a little makeshift...
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
Okay. Mistids of the Sea and Sky. A children's book, picture book. It's very old. The Ink Dip, an elegant bird with red and white plumage. The Silver Snake. Aquatic reptile with no eyes and a long tongue. Soul Bearer. A crab with 3 different sized claws. Oh, so we've got the Soul Bearer right here. The Amphobe. Frog-like creature walking on 2 legs. So this is called the Soul Keeper or whatever. Soul Bearer. Let's go here. It's back in the flesh time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up the painting. Soul Bearer works. Impressive little thing. I have to go now. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them all 5, eyes blacked out. Despite everything I have promised to keep, I'll do my best. Okay.
We're too late. This photograph has been stabbed.
Why? By what?
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
Like a plumb bob? Metal rod. Okay, so it was and the red at the end, so it was probably dropped on her and then reeled back up. The rod has a curved, pointed tip like an arrow or the hand of a clock. So a loop. Alright.
So what's the photo?
Oh, okay, that's like, what's the name? Remington? It's been framed, but is slightly damp. The photograph shows a young girl. A large man is sitting next to her. Around them are several red and white birds. A metal object was stabbed into the photo, leaving a hole near the man's chest. And that definitely looks like a flora.
Do you know who it is in the photo?
Probably.
Do these puddles work?
Why?
That's lake water, but it's indoors.
Ah, I see your point. There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess. Blank.
Zoop. Zoop. Okay, so the towers were added later, it looks like. Misted Mansion. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so the rooftop garden? Yeah, study. We have not been to the study.
Study. Wait.
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
How did we miss it?
Easily.
Grand Hall.
What's that thing in the middle?
I think it's that big glass tube. The library.
Storage.
It's Freya's room.
Yep.
It's the aviary.
A bedroom.
Penny's room, I think. A bedroom.
That's Fifi's room, isn't it?
Music room.
It's the room above us.
The laboratory?
Yeah.
That's the room we're in now. It's not labeled as anything on these plans, though.
I think it already existed when this was made.
Oh.
So, the whole house is built on top of some kind of platform.
Apparently.
And that's the lake, right? I think that horizontal line might be the water level.
It used to be a lot lower down than it is now.
That's the lake, right?
It used to be a lot.
Or there's a lower water level and then there's a layer of some other kind of liquid on top of it, possibly.
This seems pretty significant.
Agreed.
This dimension, north side cross section, a roll of parchment on which the plans for a grand dimension have been drawn. A horizontal line marks where the lake was before. The second marks where it is now. The mansion has been built on top of a large structure above the lake, supported by pillars. Freya's room is listed as storage. A room labeled study is in the center. Alright, what are these?
A bunch of picture frames, but it's too dark to see the pictures.
It's not too dark. The frames are all empty. This room looks old. Like, old.
What's the rest of the house? Did you notice how much light this room has? For a room with one candle?
It's all coming through the window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at the bottom, not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just wanted to get rich, like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late.
This man in the photo, he reminds me of something from one of our clues.
Where is it? Aha.
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Yeah, makes sense when you know who he is.
Lord Remington.
Lord Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See the bird, too.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think she looks so different. Let's
head back up to the Grand Hall. I want to find that last room.
Let's go.
Wow, it's dark all of a sudden.
How long were we down there?
This must be it. This thing goes all the way up.
How are we supposed to get up there?
Hang on, it's pitch black, but I think there's a switch.
All right.
A ladder.
Want to go up?
Find your way into the secret room.
Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Not 3? You sure we should be touching it?
Grimoire, don't you think it looks familiar?
The limbs of the creature can be rotated and the claws can be opened or closed.
This crab really reminds me.
That little wooden...
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help us. I think I've seen it more recently.
Come on. Yeah, that's not gonna help us. Right here. Okay. Closed, open, open, and kind of pointing off to the right.
Is that a crab?
It's got a
Also, crab... Perfect.
Crossbow.
What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
Oh, and the scope and the thing attached right there.
What is it? Those aren't birds.
Some of them are disconcertingly large.
At least they're all empty.
You sure that's a good thing?
Hooks. Big hooks.
Some kind of fish and a bird skull, I guess?
If that's a bird skull, we're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it? Centipede? Millipede? How many legs has it got?
Too many.
Who are all the people in this photo?
Not sure, but it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
Oh. The Ambassadors of Misted Mansion. Group photo. Photograph in a sturdy wooden frame. It's dusty and looks several years old. Brass plaque at the base of the frame reads, "The Ambassadors of Misted Mansion." The photo shows 2 women and 3 men wearing a variety of different styles of clothing. All 5 have had their faces crudely covered with black ink. Okay, so... So I'm going to say I have the family tree up. I'm looking at that right now. I'm going to say that the two red ones are the pointers, the two yellow ones are the fellows. Well, that wouldn't work. Okay, we'll have to figure out who these people are later.
That photo is important. I'm sure of it.
Hey, what is this thing?
You know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3. Dragon?
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one. Do those look like scratch marks to you? On the glass?
Yeah, they're on the inside.
Dun dun dun.
Nice chair.
It's still warm.
Maybe it's just heat from the incinerator.
Maybe. A wooden stool. It's a wooden pinboard hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
Pinboard. A large central sheet of paper has been pinned to it. 4 lines have been drawn from a gap in the center. Smaller sheet underneath features a drawing resembling the silhouette of a cloaked figure. Oh, stick the photograph on there. We'll probably do that in a little bit.
A wooden stool. Crumpled up paper.
Is there anything written on any of it?
Not really. It's mostly blank. Coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
Okay. Notebook. Several pages have been ripped out, but a few remain. 5th ambassador located, finally. Can't say I harbored any optimism, but still somehow disappointed. No better than the rest of them. Took my misted friend into the music room for experiments. It works, perhaps too well. The laboratory was another disappointment. All that effort for what? He's even more short-sighted than I could have guessed. Went to the bathroom, nice view. Went to the bottom, nice view. Okay, it's been mostly cleaned up, but I have what I need. She got in. She was careful. Nothing was moved, but I know it's time.
An axe and some kind of hunting rifle, mounted on the wall.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
The one that isn't there.
Oh, the crossbow. Well, the crossbow's right there, so.
They called this room a study?
What would you call it?
The secret death chamber of doom. That's a bookcase.
What a surprise.
An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes, but yeah, there's something.
Oh! Burnt remains of the bird. Not much more than a pile of dust and ash. Among the ashes are several black buttons. Red-colored scraps of fabric are still visible. Red-colored scraps of fabric. Black buttons and the feather. What was... Oh, yeah, probably can't.
Someone's been using this room.
Oh, let's... Okay, we can't see exactly what she was wearing at the time. Alright.
I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion. But nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. Now, I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
The photo. Now what goes there? Let's try this.
That doesn't seem
I
right.
need something that could attach to the pin.
Aha, this one. So why Hawkshaw?
The painting from Freya's room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else. Someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. We still don't know what's really going on.
Detective Hawkshaw was created in a laboratory to carry out the murder.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
So that may have been Primrose and maybe Flint?
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
We found them
We
already.
found them already.
Yep. Easy peasy. This will be this.
What do you make of it?
Not sure. Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely the murder weapon. But that doesn't mean we've solved the mystery. Time to solve this.
First off, can I still talk to people? No, I cannot.
All right, break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
From the attic.
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless...
Freya was already lying on her back.
Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too.
She'd fallen unconscious.
She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
Paint fumes?
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
Yeah, the room is
Something
pretty well
in the room
ventilated.
caused Freya to fall unconscious.
Flora.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
Gramophone emits poison gas.
The gramophone emits poison gas.
What?
Let's try that again.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There is something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
That's not it. That's not it.
Maybe the other planet?
That's not it. That's not it.
Maybe the other one? Yeah, that's not
not
it.
it. That's not 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 it.
Something that could have been in the gramophone. The entire
That's not it.
tower.
That's not it. 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 That's not it.
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. Now, I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The horn it's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too.
Okay. Breaking
Those
that.
cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration, enough to crack metal, enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
The headphones.
They protected themselves.
How?
With the headphones. Where's it?
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah. What triggered it? At that particular moment. Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it.
Hawkshaw's the killer.
There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
It's dark. It's dark.
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
Huh. Yellow. What was she going to do with the yellow?
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
There was supposed to be another plant. Okay.
I can see the stars. The plant, it's in the book.
What?
Look.
Huh. Okay. Only eats the seeds of the Tantum amica. Okay, so the other one must have fallen off into somewhere.
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink-tipped feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
We found it somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
The ashes.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access?
They put it in the plant and then knocked it off.
About the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here.
It's in the unfinished
In
painting.
the unfinished painting.
Yep.
It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, and then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it. But she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas.
Yep. That other pot. That other plant. How did Freya show us her intentions for the painting?
That's not it. Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
It's going to be used to paint. Which is something sitting on... of something sitting in the window.
Yellow paint
Bam.
is going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window.
Something in the window. Oh.
Yep, what to do? Something yellow in the window of Flora's tower.
That's not it.
Alright.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
The egg?
That's not it.
Huh. Oh, it was the bird. Ah, okay. Spying on us.
There she is, our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did, but she's a very good listener.
Hello, Hawkshaw. This won't be terrible at all.
Well now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
Something sturdy to tie her hands with. A brass reel with a screw on the top. Okay, can we use this?
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
justice for Freya.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy. The volition to create something from nothing. The willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer? Suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing, and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the Grand Hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all share. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The study.
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term, from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mystids. Like cryptids. Like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mystids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
Children's book?
That's not it.
That's not right. 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 That's not right.
Something Penny found in the study that answered her questions.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
The group photo?
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era, denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself. All empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts. The creatures themselves, all lost. Taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And? What happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystics. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5, completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. Considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision. There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
The golden beetle.
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure, but I theorized that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. And I offered to call in a private detective. He jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
She carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
Dun dun dun.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
Oh, on the, that one painting.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of her room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. It gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here?
Yeah, but
why not take your first chance
Felix
and
is the one that
leave?
swapped the paint.
Ah, well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Dun dun dun. Lake's Edge.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fitz saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
Hmm. Okay, so, do I need to, like, leave her hands open in order to actually capture her or anything? Or... Hmm. I don't know how many endings there are to this game, but let's find out. Will the credits roll? Do-do. Complete the game. Okay, well, I guess she just gets away. There we go. I'll be. It doesn't really look like there's many guides for this game, so. So yeah, there we go. That was Tangle Tower. Glad I was able to get through it before the sequel came out. That was kind of my goal here. And oh, hey, look at that. I did not have any clue that Detective Hawkshaw was going to be Penny. Let's compare the... Yeah, she had a cool scar, too. The point of Hawkshaw is to provide a contrast with Grimoire. His Grimoire is friendly, open and emotionally reactive, blunt. Hawkshaw is a perfectionist, her design is all sharp edges. She never wastes any energy, even though she isn't, you know, really real at all. Long... Oh, okay, so that's what was in the fire, was the Hawkshaw outfit. Characters... Okay. Well, there we go. So yeah, definitely an interesting game. I'll look forward to the new Tangle Tower, whatever it's called. What exactly is it called? The new one. I think it's still called Tangle Tower. So I think Tangle Tower is just going to be the branded name for this series going forward. Alright, maybe I can find it this way. SFB Games. Apparently they've got another game called Crow Country, which, you know, who knows. The Mermaid's Tongue. Okay. And, okay, so they have a previous game, too, called Detective Grimoire. So that's been the first one. Haunt of the House Terror Town. Huh. Okay, so yeah. Mermaid's Tongue is the next one, so yeah, I'll get around to that, you know, when it finally comes out, so anyway, till next time, later.